Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. This person right there, friends. Right here. So, here, thank you. Thank you for being such a advocate. We don't.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome. They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next.
Yes. All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No. No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President, Head of the Office,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. This person right there, friends. Right here. So, here, thank you for being such a advocate. We don't.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Okay.
Advisor of President Alexander Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
Okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and Media.
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh,
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No. No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls. Lovely.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office.
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Alyon. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Great.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We don't go.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Okay.
Advisor of our President Alexander Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes.
All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
Okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to be here.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls. Lovely.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Alon. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. Just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We don't know.
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Mission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next.
Yes. All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Kyiv.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
Okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office in Kyiv.
Very good to be here.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery. Oh,
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
hey, good to see you. Train Railways.
So, you have my friend.
morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office.
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
Just person right there, friends. Right here. So, here, thank you for being such an advocate. We got
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Ja.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our Presidential Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next.
Yes. All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
I saw that you were
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and Media
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
advisor of President.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much.
So, you have my friend.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
What's my day not like?
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. Just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got to.
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Ja.
Just under the Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
Feel the loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
I saw that you were
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and Media.
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery.
Okay, okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No? No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Affairs of Ukraine. Are you on? That's the last one. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. Big also, big also.
I'm set for it.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Mission. And of course, your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No? No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
Morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Affairs of Ukraine. Are you on? That's the last one. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. Big offer, big offer.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Okay.
Advisor of our Presidential Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook post about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some time. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and
Mr. President, how are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh,
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
No? No, siga. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
morning, Mr. President. Head of the
Mr.
Office,
President, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Affairs of Ukraine. Are you on? Yes. That's the much for Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We go through.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with sometimes. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Yes.
All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. That's so brilliant. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my understand.
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Fortunately, not very.
Are you on? Yes. That's much for Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We go through.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with sometimes. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
Okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery.
Okay. Have we met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
No? No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my understand. Well, what's it?
good morning, Mr. President, Head of the Office,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Fortunately, not very.
Alyon. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We don't go.
I'm sure for it.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Head of the Office of President and Media Mark. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office in the
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot, because we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
gate is waiting, so
No? No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much.
So, you have my friend. Well, what's it?
good morning, Mr. President, Head of the Office,
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Fortunately, not very.
Are you on? Yes. Так, будь ласка, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got it.
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Ja.
On Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Head of the Office of President and Kyiv. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office in Kyiv.
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot, because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so...
No? Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train railways.
So, you have my friend.
Good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. Just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got to
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Ja.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with sometimes. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay, okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train Railways.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Are you on? Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Great.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got through.
I'm here for
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with sometimes. Hello. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning. Nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Yes.
All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have made a friend. Well, what's it?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. Big up for the dog.
I'm set for it.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office in
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Nice to meet you again.
Advisor of President.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much.
So, you have my friend. Well, what's it?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Yes. Так, будь ласка, поможіть. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine Андрій Шмига. Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just posted by their friends. Right here. So right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got
Ні, I'm here for.
Yeah.
on the Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission. And of course, your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next.
Yes. All for you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Head of the Office of President Andriy Yermak. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine Andriy Shmyhal.
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office Andriy.
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, det tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Advisor of President.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much.
So, you have my friend. Well, what's it?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Yes. Так, будь ласка, поможіть. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine Андрій Шмига. Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. This person right there, friends. Right here. So right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We go through.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our Presidential Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Kyiv. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Baltic.
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No. No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Fortunately, not very.
Are you on? Yes. That's the last one. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Baltic. Ukraine.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. This person right there, friends. Right here. So right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We go through.
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Mission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Darina, how are you? Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot, because we call it bravery. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
No. No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend. Well,
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the Office.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just personally right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got through.
Niin, I'm siinä puolella.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Mission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Yes.
All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
I saw that you were
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office in the
Very good to be here.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
gate is waiting, so
No? No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train railways.
So, you have my friend. Well, what's it?
good morning, Mr. President, Head of the Office,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such an advocate. Big offer, big offer.
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you?
Sì, così. Yes. All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, head of the Office of President and
Mr. President, how are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is
head of the office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay, okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
No? Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls. Nice to meet you.
advisor of
Lovely.
President.
Hey, good to see you. Train railways.
So, you have my friend. Well,
Good morning, Mr. President, head of the
Mr.
office,
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
What's my day not like?
Are you? Yes. That's the last conversation. Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. So right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got to.
Niin, I'm siinä puolella.
Yeah.
On Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you?
Sì, così. Yes. All for you.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train Railways.
So, you have any friend?
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the
Mr.
Office,
President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
What's my day not ready?
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. Just persons right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got to.
Niin, on siellä puolella.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office.
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery.
Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train Railways.
So, you have any friend? Well, what's it?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you for being such a advocate. We don't
Niin, I'm siinä puolella.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our President Alexander Commission. And of course, your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook post about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Marina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Media Mark.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will
Okay.
resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and Media.
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Train Railways.
So, You have my friend. Well,
Good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
This person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We don't know.
Ні, I'm here for.
Yeah.
Under Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with sometimes. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track. So for you, I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is.
Head of the Office and
Very good to be here.
Stop right here with the great shot. Yes, we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Kate is waiting, so
No, det tycker jag verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend. Well,
good morning, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Unfortunately, not very.
Are you on? Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
on Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our presidential election commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They're not spoiled with some kind Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Sarina, how are you? Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really
Is
well.
this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is
Head of the Office and
Very good to hear.
stop right here with the great shot because we call it bravery. Oh.
Okay. Have you met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
No, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have my friend.
good morning, Mr. President, Head of the Office,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Fortunately, not very.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh no, this is an important day for all of us to be here. No, thank you for that. Thank you.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you.
I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got
Ні, там все поруч.
Yeah.
on Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our Presidential Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
They don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of Hello, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Minister, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Good morning, nice to meet you again. Darina, how are you? Next. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Head of the Office of President and Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and
The same rail track, so for you I think it will resonate really well.
Is this when they change?
This number of travels, but the weather is...
Head of the Office
Very good to hear.
Stop right here with the great shot, because we call it bravery.
Okay. Have we met the other guys as well?
Gate is waiting, so
Ja. Ja, tycker jag. Verkligen. Inga problem alls.
Hey, good to see you. Ukrainian Railways.
So, you have any friend?
good morning, Mr. President. Head of the
Mr.
Office,
President.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Watch my day not ready.
Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and Ukraine.
Oh, no. This is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for your work.
Prime Minister, please, this way.
Thank you. I just person right there, friends. Right here. Stop right here. Thank you. Thank you for being such an advocate. We got for the dog.
Me, I'm Singapore.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Railways. How was the journey?
Excellent.
The loyalty card of Ukrainian Railways. Guys, we proceed through this.
Advisor of our Presidential Election Commission, and of course your ambassador. Welcome.
they don't read my Facebook posts about Ukrainian railways.
They are not spoiled with some kind of
of the United States, Mr. J.D. Vance, who was here last year as senator, and we are very happy that he has come back to Munich, and we are very much looking forward to his speech. Please welcome Vice President J.D. Vance.
Well, thank you, and thanks to all the gathered delegates and luminaries and media professionals, and thanks especially to the host of the Munich Security Conference for being able to put on such an incredible event. We're, of course, thrilled to be here. We're happy to be here. And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is, of course, our shared values. And, you know, it's great to be back in Germany. As you heard earlier, I was here last year as United States Senator. I saw Foreign Secretary David Lammy and joked that both of us last year had different jobs than we have now. But now it's time for all of our countries, for all of us who have been fortunate enough to be given political power by our respective peoples, to use it wisely to improve their lives. And I want to say that, you know, I was fortunate in my time here to spend some time outside the walls of this conference over the last 24 hours. And I've been so impressed by the hospitality of the people, even as, of course, as they're reeling from yesterday's horrendous attack. And the first time I was ever in Munich was with my wife, actually, who's here with me today, on a personal trip. And I've always loved the city of Munich, and I've always loved its people. And I just want to say that we're very moved, and our thoughts and prayers are with Munich and everybody affected by the evil inflicted on this beautiful community. We're thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we will certainly be rooting for you in the days and weeks to come. Now, I hope that's not the last bit of applause that I get, but we gather at this conference, of course, to discuss security, and normally we mean threats to our external security. I see many great military leaders gathered here today. But while the Trump administration is very concerned with European security and believes that we can come to a reasonable settlement between Russia and Ukraine, and we also believe that it's important in the coming years for Europe to step up in a big way to provide for its own defense, the threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values shared with the United States of America. Now, I was struck that a former European commissioner went on television recently and sounded delighted that the Romanian government had just annulled an entire election. He warned that if things don't go to plan, the very same thing could happen in Germany, too. Now, these cavalier statements are shocking to American ears. For years, we've been told that everything we fund and support is in the name of our shared democratic values. Everything from our Ukraine policy to digital censorship is billed as a defense of democracy. But when we see European courts canceling elections and senior officials threatening to cancel others, we ought to ask whether we're holding ourselves to an appropriately high standard. And I say ourselves because I fundamentally believe that we are on the same team. We must do more than talk about democratic values, we must live them. Now, within living memory of many of you in this room, the Cold War positioned defenders of democracy against much more tyrannical forces on this continent. And consider the side in that fight that censored dissidents, that closed churches, that canceled elections. Were they the good guys? Certainly not. And thank God they lost the Cold War. They lost because they neither valued nor respected all of the extraordinary blessings of liberty. The freedom to surprise, to make mistakes, to invent, to build. As it turns out, you can't mandate innovation or creativity, just as you can't force people what to think, what to feel, or what to believe. And we believe those things are certainly connected. And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest the moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content. Or to this very country, where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet, a day of action. I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder. And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief. And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally, the government urged readers to report any fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat. And in the interest of comedy, my friends, but also in the interest of truth, I will admit that sometimes the loudest voices for censorship have come not from within Europe, but from within my own country, where the prior administration threatened and bullied social media companies to censor so-called misinformation. Misinformation like, for example, the idea that coronavirus had likely leaked from a laboratory in China. Our own government encouraged private companies to silence people who dared to utter what turned out to be an obvious truth. So I come here today not just with an observation, but with an offer. And just as the Biden administration seemed desperate to silence people for speaking their minds, so the Trump administration will do precisely the opposite, and I hope that we can work together on that. In Washington, there is a new sheriff in town, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we may disagree with your views, but we will fight to defend your right to offer it in the public square, agree or disagree. Now, we're at the point, of course, that the situation has gotten so bad that this December, Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election based on the flimsy suspicions of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with. Now, the good news is that I happen to think your democracies are substantially less brittle than many people apparently fear. And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger still. Which, of course, brings us back to Munich, where the organizers of this very conference have banned lawmakers representing populist parties on both the left and the right from participating in these conversations. Now, again, we don't have to agree with everything or anything that people say. But when people represent, when political leaders represent an important constituency, it is incumbent upon us to at least participate in dialogue with them. Now, to many of us on the other side of the Atlantic, it looks more and more like old entrenched interests hiding behind ugly Soviet-era words like misinformation and disinformation, who simply don't like the idea that somebody with an alternative viewpoint might express a different opinion or, God forbid, vote a different way or, even worse, win an election. Now, this is a security conference, and I'm sure you all came here prepared to talk about how exactly you intend to increase defense spending over the next few years in line with some new target. And that's great, because as President Trump has made abundantly clear, he believes that our European friends must play a bigger role in the future of this continent. We don't think, you hear this term, burden sharing, but we think it's an important part of being in a shared alliance together that the Europeans step up while America focuses on areas of the world that are in great danger. But let me also ask you, how will you even begin to think through the kinds of budgeting questions if we don't know what it is that we are defending in the first place? I've heard a lot already in my conversations, and I've had many, many great conversations with many people gathered here in this room. I've heard a lot about what you need to defend yourselves from, and of course that's important. But what has seemed a little bit less clear to me, and certainly I think to many of the citizens of Europe, is what exactly it is that you're defending yourselves for. What is the positive vision that animates this shared security compact that we all believe is so important? And I believe deeply that there is no security if you are afraid of the voices, the opinions, and the conscience that guide your very own people. Europe faces many challenges, but the crisis this continent faces right now, the crisis I believe we all face together, is one of our own making. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you. Nor, for that matter, is there anything that you can do for the American people who elected me and elected President Trump. You need democratic mandates to accomplish anything of value in the coming years. Have we learned nothing that thin mandates produce unstable results? But there is so much of value that can be accomplished with the kind of democratic mandate that I think will come from being more responsive to the voices of your citizens. If you're going to enjoy competitive economies, if you're going to enjoy affordable energy and secure supply chains, then you need mandates to govern, because you have to make difficult choices to enjoy all of these things. And of course, we know that very well in America. You cannot win a democratic mandate by censoring your opponents or putting them in jail, whether that's the leader of the opposition, a humble Christian praying in her own home, or a journalist trying to report the news. Nor can you win one by disregarding your basic electorate on questions like who gets to be a part of our shared society. And of all the pressing challenges that the nations represented here face, I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration. Today, almost 1 in 5 people living in this country moved here from abroad. That is, of course, an all-time high. It's a similar number, by the way, in the United States, also an all-time high. The number of immigrants who entered the EU from non-EU countries doubled between 2021 and 2022 alone, and of course it's gotten much higher since. And we know the situation, it didn't materialize in a vacuum. It's the result of a series of conscious decisions made by politicians all over the continent and others across the world over the span of a decade. We saw the horrors wrought by these decisions yesterday in this very city. And of course, I can't bring it up again without thinking about the terrible victims who had a beautiful winter day in Munich ruined. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and will remain with them. But why did this happen in the first place? It's a terrible story, but it's one we've heard way too many times in Europe and unfortunately too many times in the United States as well. An asylum seeker, often a young man in his mid-20s, already known to police, rams a car into a crowd and shatters a community. How many times must we suffer these appalling setbacks before we change course and take our shared civilization in a new direction? No voter on this continent went to the ballot box to open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants. But you know what they did vote for? In England, they voted for Brexit, and agree or disagree, they voted for it. And more all over Europe, they're voting for political leaders who promise to put an end to out-of-control migration. Now, I happen to agree with a lot of these concerns, but you don't have to agree with me. I just think that people care about their homes, they care about their dreams, they care about their safety and their capacity to provide for themselves and their children. And they're smart. I think this is one of the most important things I've learned in my brief time in politics. Contrary to what you might hear a couple mountains over in Davos, the citizens of all of our nations don't generally think of themselves as educated animals or as interchangeable cogs of a global economy. And it's hardly surprising that they don't want to be shuffled about or relentlessly ignored by their leaders. And it is the business of democracy to adjudicate these big questions at the ballot box. I believe that dismissing people, dismissing their concerns, or worse yet, shutting down media, shutting down elections, or shutting people out of the political process protects nothing. In fact, it is the most surefire way to destroy democracy. And speaking up and expressing opinions isn't election interference. Even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me, I say this with all humor, if American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk. But what no democracy, American, German, or European, will survive is telling millions of voters that their thoughts and concerns, their aspirations, their pleas for relief are invalid or unworthy of even being considered. Democracy rests on the sacred principle that the voice of the people matters. There's no room for firewalls. You either uphold the principle or you don't. Europeans, the people, have a voice. European leaders have a choice. And my strong belief is that we do not need to be afraid of the future. You can embrace what your people tell you, even when it's surprising, even when you don't agree. And if you do so, you can face the future with certainty and with confidence, knowing that the nation stands behind each of you. And that, to me, is the great magic of democracy. It's not in these stone buildings or beautiful hotels. It's not even in the great institutions that we have built together as a shared society. To believe in democracy is to understand that each of our citizens has wisdom and has a voice. And if we refuse to listen to that voice, even our most successful fights will secure very little. As Pope John Paul II, in my view, one of the most extraordinary champions of democracy on this continent or any other, once said, "Do not be afraid." We shouldn't be afraid of our people, even when they express views that disagree with their leadership. Thank you all. Good luck to all of you. God bless you.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am so happy to be here today and so thrilled to be able to swear in our new Secretary of Defense, and we are honored to have him. Now, before we do that, I have to say a few words of appreciation. First, of course, to the President of the United States for nominating a person who is respected and adored by the warfighters. This is the Secretary of Defense who will stand up for the men and women that we send overseas to fight our nation's wars. I think a lot of them feel that they haven't had somebody who's had their back. That will change because the President of the United States nominated this guy, and we are grateful to President Trump for doing so. I also want to say thank you to my Senate colleagues. It turns out we couldn't spare one, and all of you did an incredible job. In particular, my dear friend Roger Wicker, thank you for shepherding Pete through the committee. Roger did a great job. And in addition, all of the members of the Senate Armed Services Committee, who I know gave Pete the vetting and the hearing that he deserved, and I'm glad that we all ultimately decided that the President's nominee for Secretary of Defense ought to be our actual Secretary of Defense, and we're here today. I'm going to say one final thing. If you look at what has separated President Trump from so many of the people who came before him, it is the view that, number one, we should be sparing in how we deploy our most precious resource, which is the men and women who are willing to put on the uniform and put their life on the line for this country. We shouldn't send them everywhere. But two, when we do send them anywhere, we ought to empower them with the tools necessary to fight and win quickly and come home afterwards. And that is what sets this administration apart, and that's what Pete Hegseth represents. Now, finally, I, of course, have to thank the nominee himself. Pete, thank you for being willing to put yourself out there. I think you've shown yourself a man of deep character and of resolve over the last few months. Jennifer, thank you for standing by, our new Secretary of Defense, and your beautiful family, from your kids to the extended family. You guys did a hell of a job. We're proud of you, and we're glad to have you in Washington as we work to make America great again. So with that, let me administer the oath of office. Kids, come on up. All right, put your hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, Pete Hegseth.
I, Pete Hegseth.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office of which I am about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary. Congratulations. Mr. Secretary, say a few words.
All praise and glory to God. His will be done, and we're grateful to be here. And as I said in my hearing, it was Jesus and Jenny. I would not be here without you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I want to thank the President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. We could not have a better Commander-in-Chief than him. It is the honor of a lifetime, sir, to serve under you. We look forward to having the backs of our troops and having your back in executing peace through strength, in putting America first, and in rebuilding our military. Mr. Vice President, thank you for breaking the tie. It's not the last time, or not the first time the headline reads, Junior Enlisted Marine bails out Junior Army Officer. And, you know, some people were saying, well, 50-50, that's too tight. And Senator Mark Wayne Mullen was nice enough to take my kids up to the gallery to watch the actual moment that the vice president sealed the deal. And they came running in. They said, Dad, instead of being sad about 50-50, 51-50, they said, Dad, you won in overtime. That's the perspective I like. So thank you throughout this process, Mr. Vice President, for being incredible. I also want to thank the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. So many members of the Senate Armed Services Committee, we became fast friends in this process. The advice, the consent, the wisdom, the guidance. I look forward to working with all of you and other senators to ensure the Defense Department has what it needs, that our nation has what it needs, and that we're prepared to defend it in all moments. To my staff, amazing staff who were with us this entire process, I see so many of you through thick and thin. We used to look at the betting odds every once in a while on this. It was low at one point. Never do that. But we defied them. And there were so many folks on the inside and then allies on the outside who stood by us every single moment. And we are eternally grateful for that. And I want to thank the warfighters. I want to thank the men and women wearing the uniform. And I've said this before when I speak, and I mean it. Every time I stand at a podium and there's bright lights and cameras, the first thing that goes through my head are the guys that I served with on the battlefield. The men and the women who I lock shields with and put my life on the line with, who never get the spotlight, who never have the cameras, who people don't know what they did in dark and dangerous places. But I know. And at the Pentagon, we're going to remember and we're going to know. And we're going to think about those warriors with every single decision that we make. We will put America first. We will bring peace through strength. And the three principles I talked about are what we will bring to that Pentagon. Restore the warrior ethos in everything that we do. Rebuild our military. And reestablish deterrence. We don't want to fight wars. We want to deter them, as you said. And we want to end them responsibly. But if we need to fight them, we're going to bring overwhelming and decisive force to close with and destroy the enemy and bring our boys home. And to my other family that's here as well, who I love, it's the honor of a lifetime. And I would be remiss if I didn't note one person in this room who doesn't expect to be recognized, but Captain Rougeau is here. He was my company commander on my first deployment in Guantanamo Bay. He was there on June 3rd, 2003, when I first swore in as a second lieutenant at Princeton University, and he swore me in. And I wanted to make sure he was here today with me as well. Thank you very much. So, Mr. President, thank you very much to the American people. We have your back. We're going to get to work right away. God bless. Thank you.
All right, I guess that's it. Any questions?
I said, why should women in the armed service trust you?
Guys, let me answer that for the new secretary. All people in our armed services should trust him because he looks out for them and he's going to fight for them. And he's going to make sure that we have the kind of military that we can all be proud in, that we can all be proud of, and that, again, when we send it to do a job, we do it well, we do it quickly, and then we get the hell out. And that's what Secretary Hegseth is going to bring to the Department of Defense. Anything else?
Are you worried about any other nominees coming really close to the line as we saw with Hegseth?
You know, as I learned with the Buckeyes just a week ago, when you win the championship, you don't give a damn what the score was. We won the championship on this one. We've got a great Secretary of Defense. We're proud of him, and he's going to do a great job. Thank you all. Take care.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I brought some heavy hitters in here with me today. Today marks 1 month of President Trump's return to the Oval Office, and there is no denying this administration is off to a historic start. The president has already signed 73 executive orders. That is more than double the number signed by Joe Biden and more than quadruple the number signed by Barack Obama over the same period. These executive orders have ended burdensome regulations, sealed the border, unleashed our domestic energy sector, eliminated divisive DEI from our federal government, stopped the weaponization of government, cut waste, fraud, and abuse, reinstituted America First trade and foreign policies, and ultimately restored common sense. The president also signed the Laken Riley Act into law, which ensures ICE will detain illegal aliens arrested or charged with theft or violence. As of today, the Senate has already confirmed 18 cabinet-level nominees, which is more than at this point under the Obama administration in 2009, and more than double the pace of the Biden administration in 2021. And today, we expect Kash Patel to be confirmed as the next director of the FBI. We are proud to announce that the president will host his first official cabinet meeting here at the White House next Wednesday, February 26th. In just 4 weeks, President Trump has already hosted the leaders of Israel, Japan, Jordan, and India. And next Monday, the president will host France's President Emmanuel Macron. And on Thursday, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer will visit the White House as well. As you all know, over the past month, the president has taken questions from the press, all of you, nearly every single day, sometimes on multiple different occasions in the same day, on any topic any of you wish to talk about. President Trump set the tone on this approach immediately when he took more than 12 times the questions in his first few hours in office, as Joe Biden did in his entire first week. Yesterday, we hosted a local media row here at the White House with television and radio stations from across the country that reached up to 60 million viewers and listeners. In our ongoing pursuit of transparency on this 1 month celebration, I am thrilled to bring 3 of my colleagues and our policy experts here at the White House to further recap this incredible first month of accomplishments in greater detail. We have Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller, the Director of the National Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, and our National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz. I will hand it over to them. They will deliver brief remarks on the accomplishments of this administration in the first month, and then we will open it up to Q&A. When we open up the Q&A portion, I do ask, for the sake of efficiency in this room, that you direct your question to the principal you seek an answer from, and I will call on you in this room. But first, I will let them roll through their remarks, and first up, I'll turn it over to Stephen Miller.
Thank you. It's great to be back. And I want to just thank you all for joining today our 1 month celebration of the most historic opening to a presidency in American history. No president comes close to what Donald Trump has achieved over just the last 30 days. He has packed 8 years of transformative action, restoring this nation, restoring our laws, restoring fairness, restoring economic opportunity, restoring national security in just 1 month. No one in this country has ever seen anything like it. And when you look at the consequentiality and the significance and the transformative nature of the actions he's taking, it truly defies description. For example, in just one area, this nation has been plagued and crippled by illegal discrimination, diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. It's strangled our economy. It has undermined public safety. It has made every aspect of life more difficult, more painful, and less safe. He has ended all DEI across the federal government. He has terminated all federal workers involved in promulgating these unlawful policies. He has ended diversity, equity, and inclusion in all federal contracting. He has restored merit as the cornerstone of all federal policy, restored the full, fair, impartial enforcement of our federal civil rights laws for the first time in generations. And he has cracked down on individuals across this government and nonprofits who have engaged in illegal racial discrimination against the American people. This includes making clear to every educational institution in this country that ending diversity, equity, and inclusion, ending unlawful race discrimination, is a precondition of receiving federal funds. He has also saved women's sports by ending the participation of men in women's sports. He has ended radical gender ideology across the entire federal government, and he's pressured the private sector to also end and combat radical gender ideology. He's reestablished the scientific and biological truth that there are only two sexes in this country, male and female, that those are biologically based determinations. They are not based and can never be based on gender identity. That includes rooting out of the Department of Defense all DEI policies, all critical race theory, all gender madness, and once again having a military that is focused solely and exclusively on readiness, preparedness, and lethality. As I'm sure Kevin will talk about more, of course, he has undertaken a historic cost-cutting effort across the federal government, launching the first ever Department of Government Efficiency, uncovering corruption on a scale that we never thought imaginable, terminating every single federal worker that we have found to be engaged in the corruption and theft and the